Hi, I'm Luke Gordon, physical therapist. In the second video on rotator cuff strengthening, I'm going to demonstrate some basic rotator cuff exercises using resistance tubing. And these are typically a nice progression following isometric strengthening, which I demonstrated in a previous video. So to start the exercises, we'll start with external rotation. I've got the tubing at roughly my waist height here attached to the wall. And if you're doing this at home, you'll have your band or your tubing attached through a doorway or something like that. So with external rotation, I'll get myself just far enough from the wall so there's a little bit of tension in the tubing. And to focus on the quality of the exercise, I'm also going to use a towel underneath my arm. This is going to help me keep my arm at my side and get a nice rotational movement as opposed to getting my arm out here or doing different types of movements there. So we'll get that underneath the arm. And to do external rotation, I'm going to start with my hand and my arm just across the front of my body on my stomach here. When we're ready to start, I'll just go ahead and pull outwards like that to about 90 degrees or so. And so if you could visualize my ball and socket joint here in my shoulder, it's just a nice rotation outwards away from my body. So that's external rotation. To do internal rotation, for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to go ahead and switch arms here, that way I don't have to turn around. The only real difference here is I'll get a little bit farther from the wall, starting with some tension again in my tubing here. And my arm will start pointed straight forward now. And to rotate my shoulder inward, just pull right across my body. Again, the towel roll is nice because it helps me keep my arm at my side as opposed to doing any type of different movements like that. So with those two exercises, typically I'll have my patients perform 2 sets of each to fatigue. So you start with rotating the band outwards to fatigue, turn yourself around, rotate it inwards to fatigue. Might be 15 reps, might be 20, depends on the shoulder. And if those are well tolerated, people can typically perform those 3 to 4 times a week. And of course you can combine those with other rotator cuff strengthening exercises, other shoulder strengthening exercises in general. If you have any concerns before you start these exercises, make sure you consult with your therapist or your physician. And if you have other questions about shoulder pain or shoulder rotator cuff strengthening, I'd be happy to answer those. Please feel free to call me, send me an email, or visit me through the website. Thanks for watching.